that's me. I'm sorry. Yes.
Well, actually, we do love you. You are so funny. I was telling my husband about the lineup of everybody who's going to be here this year. It's like, you have to see Mark Gungor because I've seen some of your videos. I was like, it works. I know that what you're saying is
Are you
true.
able to come at 3? You got to work.
Well, my husband's not here.
Who needs him? Learn without him.
But you help people with their marriage relationships through laughter. But
Yes.
it actually has a lot of truth in it too.
Yeah, I'm not really helping through that. I'm giving truth and practical understanding. The laughter is to help them remember. That's the point of the laughter. People say, do you have to laugh in your marriage? They think that's what I'm doing. No. Sometimes there's nothing funny about marriage. Good Lord, you want to strangle each other. Okay, there's nothing laughing about it. But this laughing way to a better marriage is about the learning process that I do. Because my seminar is different. You don't have to take notes and all that typical stuff. But yet people, years later, can remember all the major points of my seminar because they were laughing when they learned it. So laughter is a powerful thing in terms of memory, is what it is.
So how did that start off for you? Did you when you were younger, did you say I want to help people with marriage issues? I wanted to
be Jerry Lewis. That's what I wanted to be.
How did you ever find that the two meshed well?
I got in the ministry really young, okay? And nobody ever cared about anything I had to say. They didn't care, nobody cared. To the point that when I turned 30, I got out of ministry. I thought, I didn't go backslide or anything. I stayed involved in the church, but I just thought, obviously this isn't working for me. Nobody cares what I have to say, except when I talked about marriage.
Interesting.
They would pay attention. I just thought it was kind of a fluke thing, So then,
were you married at the time too?
Yeah, I was born married. Good grief, I was married.
Didn't know you were a single guy.
No, I've never been single. Never. I don't know anything about single. So then, for 20 years, I was out of ministry, and then came back into ministry again. But then I was asked to speak about marriage again. So sure, I know a few things. So I started talking about it, and normally if you can get like 20 couples to show up at a church for a marriage thing, you're doing good, okay? Well, you had like 350 people packing in the rooms. And I finally said to my wife, I said, they like me when I talk about this. I don't know what it is. It's the one thing. I think I'm brilliant about everything, but it's the only thing anybody listens to me about is marriage. And so obviously this is something God has given me, the ability to speak into people's lives. So we started doing it, and the older I got and the balder I got, the more people listen to me, which is the craziest thing. Because I think when you're young, it's easy to dismiss it. The older you get, they figure, okay, he's done it. He's actually been married to the same woman for 30-some years. They've raised kids. They've done all this. And I think it just gives a lot of credibility. So my ministry really started taking off for about 5 years ago. I mean, nobody knew who I was or what I had to say about anything just 5-6 years ago, and now it's just totally different. I'm having more fun than should be legally allowed. That's great. I'm having a great time.
How about new material? You're still adding to?
Yeah.
Is that coming up first person experience or more out of people that you
combination? Sometimes I pick up a lot of stuff from counseling because people are crazy. They're just insane, and you keep hearing stuff over and over again. It's like I talked to the kids today about how to find a mate. Because I've never spoken to singles. People ask me for years, why don't you speak to singles? And like I said, I don't know anything about being single. I was born married, for crying out loud. I was 18 when I got married. I love mama, went to my wife. I've never lived like a single person does today. But then I thought, I need to talk about this. So I started getting all these emails. Pastor Mark, we've been married for 12 months and we're in hell. We've been married for 6 months and now we're in hell. We've been married for 2. How do you get to hell in 2 months? It should take you years to get to hell if you do everything wrong. But they're literally, seriously, they get married and they're in hell right away. Clearly, they are doing a terrible job during the dating process. So I started taking that stuff, started talking into their lives. Man, be smart when you're dating. Don't be so crazy. Don't listen to your emotions. Use your brain. All the stuff I was talking about this morning. And so I'm doing more of that. And then as I go along, couples keep coming up with different problems that you never really considered. And you hear the strangest thing during marriage counseling. You do, oh yeah. Stuff you never thought people would do. Or the craziest things they fight over, and all of a sudden. And so when you see patterns like that, then you start addressing it. So, my wife and I always got along. People always say, did you have a terrible marriage? And then, no, we actually liked each other. What a concept, How about you marry someone you actually like? I don't know what these people are doing. But they're getting married, they can't stand each other. It's just brutal. So.
Now, maybe to address some of our listeners who can't go back in time and can't re-go through the dating process and can't decide to marry someone they like. Let's say they're already in a marriage.
The psycho crazy person.
Struggling.
Yes.
Can you give them just a little something for today that
Well, let me give you this a great big broad thing. It's kind of broad, but seriously, you have to understand, a successful marriage is not about finding the right person or being with the right person. It's about doing the right things. The Bible never talks about trying to find your soulmate. The Bible never talks about asking God to tell you who to marry. All the stupid stuff we do today is not in the Bible. The Bible never talks about, do you know why? Because the Bible knows that the principles of the Scripture, the principles that we say we believe in, the principles of love, patience, kindness, forgiveness, long-suffering, these principles are so powerful that you can stick virtually any two people in the world and they can succeed together if they live by the principles. So the key to a successful marriage is the principles. It's not about the person. That's why God never says, make sure you find the right person. It always says, make sure you live by the right principles. It's the principles that make the difference. So if someone, maybe they were heathens when they got married, but they did everything wrong. Well, it's too late for me, I married the wrong person. No, stop thinking that way. For crying out loud, just start living by the principles. It's not the person. It's the principles. And that's a concept most people just seem to not be able to grasp.
Mark Gungor, crazy.
Brilliant! Simply brilliant! Never ever such a brilliant song in my life! I'm my biggest fan.